Hey everybody, this is Alex with Real Estate Lab. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use our RentCom section. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add a property. So right here from our dashboard, we have our blue plus. We can go ahead, click that and add a property. I'm going to give it a name and I'm going to give it an address. Now that we have that, we are technically able to add this property and continue. However, what I do want to point out is that the more information that we have within this section, the better the results that we produce. So for this example, I'm going to actually fill this in. I would recommend that you do not fill this in if you do not have the proper information. It's better to put in nothing than to put in the wrong information. So let's go ahead and use what we know. So we're gonna say this is a Class B property. It's 20 units, 2 stories. We can select our pipeline stage that we're gonna have. So I'm gonna be getting ready to underwrite this anyway. I'm gonna put it immediately into underwriting. We have a asking price of 4 million. And we don't have an actual offer due date, but we can use this as a reminder for ourselves. By when do we want to have this offer submitted by? We'll get a little reminder too. So let's say by this Friday. And any of point of contact information I might have, I will put it within here. For this example, we will skip that. So I'll go ahead and add. We will generate a street and aerial view image. You can select which one you'd like, or you can upload your own. However, we do, within the RenCom section, utilize these images to produce better results. We have an AI image scanner that reads these results as well as the images from the potential uh, properties that we're going to use as comps, and it helps filter through and match them up using the images. So I'm going to stick to what we have here. This is not bad at all, and we're going to add that property in. Okay, so what would I do at this point now? So you could hop into RentComps immediately and start working through it. However, I like to personally go to analysis first and upload our rent roll at the very minimum. Again, it will produce better results using this, and you will see why soon. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create analysis. We'll give it a name and then select the template we want to use. I'm going to select our REL flagship multifamily analyzer. So within here, you have the option to upload your rent roll and your T12. Just for time purposes, we're just going to stick to the unit mix as it pertains to the RentCom. So I'm going to grab some financials. We're going to input this rent roll within here. We're going to select our rent roll tab and then continue. Perfect. We got all of our different unit types. Looks like there is about 20, just like I mentioned earlier. And I don't really care if they're renovated or not quite yet, so I'm just going to continue and we'll confirm. I'm going to hit create analysis, and now we have our rent roll within here. It's parsed. It's going to produce better results within our rent comps. So let's go ahead and hit the start button. So we're going to produce up to 50 results, and we sort them based on a similarity score. You do have the ability to sort further with the max distance, year built min and max, and then number of units min and max to adjust some of these results. But you can see here is our similarity score. So we do take into account the market, the distance, the number of units, the age of the property, the number of stories, the quality. And again, that is one of the AI features that is utilizing the image recognition to be able to produce these results. Unit amenities, and unit mix is also used within here. Um, but how do we generate this information? What information do we generate? Um, those are all really good questions. So essentially what we've done is scour the internet and of all listing sites and be able to identify those records and put them up against the records that we're able to generate with the property that we've inputted. So let's go ahead and select, let's just use the top 5 properties for now. You can also see within here that we have apartments.com listing. So when I mentioned that we use all listing sites for this. The only one that we do not use is apartments.com, but we do think it is very valuable and have made it a little bit easier to get to your specific property. You'd be able to click on it, see the outside interiors and quickly be able to come up with an opinion as to whether or not this is a comp. So all of this, again, designed to help speed up the process for you. I have looked at this property before, so I do know that coincidentally, all top five are the best comps. It might not be the situation in every case, but it is a very reliable system. So we're going to go ahead and select these. I'm going to hit save. And now what we have within here is within a 1 year period, we have one bed and one bath information. You can see all these different unit types that we're able to generate. If I had not entered in a rent roll at this point, we would have a different results of units that are generated. So it has helped our analysis already. I'm going to go ahead and look through these. Not a ton of two bed, two bath information or three bed, two bath. It looks like just our property has those types of units, but our two bed, one bath has generated a good amount of data. So what is it that we're looking at here? Listings encountered are the number of different data points that have encountered on the internet and are used to generate these averages that you're seeing here. You can also see what's currently available. So essentially we detect when a property has posted a unit available for rent for the amount and what date. We're also able to detect when they take that listing offline. So we use that information to see, listings encountered and then how many are still currently available. Um, so you can also sort by the different headers that we have within here to find the metric that you're most interested in. However, you can also go and look at this at a 6 month period and a 3 month period to determine what information is most relevant for you. You also have rent and rent per square foot, so you can see your property compared to the others. And this is where your property is also highlighted within here. So let's go ahead, and now that we've done everything, we can hit our projected rent roll. And you can see where our current rent roll is at its existing occupancy and what our projected rent roll would have been at full occupancy. All great information, but we want to know what are we going to charge once we've acquired this property. So over here with these different data points, we've been able to generate a suggested market rent. So you are able to adopt these rents across these units, and you can see how it impacts your projected rent roll and what it would be at full occupancy. It's set to an annual level, but you can also change it to monthly. But let's hop back right into this section and kind of explain a little bit more of what's going on. So what we're doing here is essentially going to transfer this information over into your analysis. So what is it that we're looking at in these three boxes? Our projected standard rent is going to be the rent that we assume that we're going to use once we take over without renovations. So for example, let's use our HR-2A unit type. It looks like we have 8 of these units. So let's say we're going to renovate half of them. So 4 of these units we're going to assume at this rental rate before our renovations, and 4 are going to be at this rental rate. Um, in theory, once we've done our renovations, we should be able to achieve a higher rental rate than our unrenovated units. So just for ease of numbers, let's just call this 2200. The other thing too is like maybe you're not going to be going and hitting the top market tier property. So, maybe these rents are a little bit too aggressive. You can adjust these numbers. Maybe I'm looking at this and truly I think it's going to be more like 1600 unrenovated. So you can see how the numbers are impacted. But, we have completed information on all 6 of these unit types. So in our system, 6 of 6, we're good to go. We can continue at this point. I'm going to close this out, and then just so you guys can see where did this information go, I'm going to hop back into our analysis, and then we're going to look at the underwriting that we generated. So on our first page, other than the introductory page, under tab 1, We're going to see our unit mix broken down within here, the number of units we plan on renovating, what is going to be our takeover rental rates, what are we going to renovate these units to, and then obviously you can compare those to your current effective rents.